Hey everyone, Jessica Rain here, and I want to talk a little bit about public-private partnerships. We hear this phrase a lot, and usually it doesn't really turn out so well for the public side of the partnership. And we just saw this happen actually here in Wilmington, and that's why it's really top of mind for me. In Wilmington, the bus hub that used to exist at Rodney Square was taken away a few years ago, and it was supposed to be replaced by a transit center. The transit center just opened up, and the details of the deal that was put in place to run that transit center became public. And what we found is that the state paid $10 million to build that transit center. But they are partnering with a private company to operate it. So they are taking that $10 million asset that we use public money to create, and they are leasing it to a private company for $1. $1. However, the state then needs to pay rent to lease it back to use the first floor where buses are going to be able to come in and transfer and allow people to get on and off and make their transfers. How much does that cost? $50,000 a year. So we paid $10 million to build an asset, to then hand it over to a private company for $1, and then we have to pay again to use that asset that we built in the first place. Oh, on top of that, the private company actually gets to make the money from the parking that exists at the higher levels of the building. So they're going to turn a profit off of the parking, and they don't have to share any of that profit with us for 25 years. And when they do start to share it after 25 years, we're only getting 25% of the profit. This is a bad deal. This is taking public money and it's enriching a private company. And we see this happen through all levels of government. It's baked into the latest House bill in response to coronavirus, where we're going to take public money to subsidize COBRA premiums. Public money, giving it to insurance companies just to pay premiums. Not to pay for care, but to pay for premiums. We see this when Senator Coons co-sponsors a bill with Marco Rubio to provide $3 billion of military assistance to Israel every year, which is required to then be spent with U.S. military contractors and defense contractors. That's taking our public money and funneling it to military companies through another country. This happens at every single level of our government, and it needs to stop. We need to take that public money and invest it in ourselves, invest it in assets that we continue to hold onto. Build public goods, own the transit system, get to Medicare for all. Stop spending billions of dollars on military aid and military costs for our own country. These are things we have to change. We need to elect people who are going to focus on using our public money for public good.